Um, Hello dear students, I welcome you all to today's session. As you all know that we have completed the chapter yesterday, the Mughal Empire, and I know it was a very interesting chapter. We have done it in the form of a very interesting story. So when you understand history in the form of story, it becomes very easy, isn't it? So that is what I had tried. I hope you all have liked it. Now today we are going to discuss the question answers, children. As you all can see, to make you understand the question answers properly, I have just thought and I have just decided that today we will be discussing the question answers in detail. Okay, so the first question that is there is the match the following. Okay children, so पहला हम क्या करेंगे, match the following करेंगे. When you see your book here, this is the question that is given there in your book. Mansab, Mongols, Sisodia Rajput, Rathor Rajput, Noor Jahan, Subedar. So what we do is we understand that how we match these following terminologies with the nearby this. So mansab का मतलब क्या था? Mansab means rank. Okay. Mongols, who were the Mongols? Mongols and their relationship, just see, it is mentioned here. Okay, Mongols you will mark with Uzbeks. Sisodia Rajputs were found in Mewar. Rathor Rajputs in Marwar. Okay, ठीक है, when you can easily mark Rathor Rajputs in Marwar. Noor Jahan, she was the wife of Jahangir. Noor Jahan के बारे में we have studied, we have done in the previous video where we understood that she was a very powerful lady. मतलब if I say कि इनकी बहुत चलती थी and she was influencing the decisions of the emperor. बहुत बार ऐसा होता था that the emperor used to take decisions according to Noor Jahan's wish. जैसा वो चाहती थी उसी तरह का वो काम करते थे. तो this showed and this proved that how powerful the women were during the time of Mughals. वो उनको respect करते थे. उतना ही they tried to make it very clear that women at all points and at all times should be always respected. Okay children, so that is what is mentioned here. And Subedar का मतलब होता था गवर्नर. The person who looked after the सूबा, आज हम जिसको स्टेट कहते हैं, जैसे उत्तर प्रदेश इज़ अ स्टेट, लेकिन उस समय के ज़माने में अगर हम होते, अगर मुगल्स वेयर देयर, तो वो इसको क्या कहते हैं, उत्तर प्रदेश सूबा. उत्तर प्रदेश एक सूबा है, उत्तर प्रदेश इज़ अ state. Okay, so that is there. So we complete the first question, children. Now we move to the second question. Here you have some fill in the blanks. You can see it is mentioned here. The capital of Mirza Hakim, Akbar's half brother, was. कौन सी जगह पे उनका कैपिटल था? So here you have to find it out. You will find it out. देखो here now what has happened here is that they have mentioned the page number also. Although the answers are given here, आपको अच्छे से समझ में आए, that's why I have taken this answer from the net. Otherwise you can do this on your own also. There is no problem in doing this. तो आप ये कोशिश करना कि इन क्वेश्चंस को आप अपने से करने की कोशिश करना. If you want, of course, for your reference only I have taken it out. ठीक है. So words are given here. आपको साइड में words दिए हुए हैं, आपको इन वर्ड्स को इसमें भरना है. ओके, द कैपिटल ऑफ मिर्ज़ा हाकिम, अकबर्स हाफ ब्रदर, वॉज. कौन सी जगह कैपिटल थी? सो यू कैन सी द वर्ड्स दैट आर मेंशन्ड हियर, काबुल. ओके, then the big 5 Deccan Sultanates were Berar, Khandesh, Ahmednagar, and what we understand is that these people, the Sultanate people, they have captured the places, जो जो जगह को उन्होंने कैप्चर किया था, द डेक्कन सल्तनट्स, दैट वाज Ahmednagar is already given here. You mark here children Bijapur and Golconda. Okay, so you will point it out, you will mark it, and that's how you will be understanding that Bijapur and Golconda were the two places that were very prominent, and the Mughals always wanted to conquer these places. जो द डेक्कन सुल्तान्स वेयर देयर, जो डेक्कन रीजन था, साउथ रीजन दैट वाज देयर, वहाँ पे द सुल्तान्स हु वेयर देयर, दे हैव कॉन्कर्ड, दे वेयर रूलिंग ऑल दीज प्लेसेस, बट द मुगल सेड दैट दे वांटेड दीज प्लेसेस. बड़े दिन तक काफ़ी लड़ाइयाँ हुई, लॉट ऑफ बैटल्स वेयर फॉट, बट देन अल्टीमेटली इट वेंट इनटू द हैंड्स ऑफ Mughals. Okay. Then just see the next fill in the blanks, children. What is that? If Zat determined a mansabdar's rank and salary. ज़ाट क्या था? मनसबदार जितने ज़ाट वो मेंटेन करते थे उसके हिसाब से द मनसबदार्स यूज टू गेट अ रैंक एंड अकॉर्डिंगली दे वर गेटिंग द सैलरी ऑल्सो. सपोज 10 मनसबदार, सपोज 10 जट्स आर देयर, तो 10, आई एम जस्ट साइटिंग एन एग्जाम्पल, तो 10 लोग हैं, फॉर पर पर्सन ही विल बी गेटिंग 100 रुपीज़, तो 100 रुपीज़ पर पर्सन मीन्स ही विल बी गेटिंग 1000 रुपीज़ फॉर 10 पीपल. ठीक है, तो आपको इसको याद करना पड़ेगा. यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दीज पॉइंट्स, that how if the Zat was giving, Mansabdar was getting his salary and his rank according to the Zat, तो सवार का मतलब क्या होता है? What does सवार indicate? Just see, सवार indicates the number of cavalryman. अब many students will think what is cavalryman? मैम ने तो बताया नहीं है cavalryman. Cavalrymen were those people, children, who used to always sit on the animal's back. जो ऊँट और घोड़े, ऊँट और हाथी की सवारी करते थे ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ वॉर्स, दे वर चिल्ड्रन. देन अकबर्स फ्रेंड अबुल फजल वॉज अकबर्स फ्रेंड. रिमेंबर अकबरनामा, एनी अकबरी हमने किया हुआ है. ही वॉज अ फ्रेंड, अ काउंसलर. तो he founded the idea of Sulh-e-Kul, means a new kind of a religion was propounded by him. New kind of a religion was practiced by the people who were there in Akbar's court. वो चाहते थे कि everybody should follow that. So for that purpose Sulh-e-Kul was propounded. आप इसको आराम से mention कर सकते हो. तो many religion, culture and caste, he wanted to give respect to all the religion, culture and caste. For that purpose Sulh-e-Kul was propounded. Okay children, please try to remember this. Next set of questions, children, you will be seeing the question answers that are there. Now we will be discussing about it. What were the central provinces under the control of Mughals? मुगल्स के अंडर में सेंट्रल प्रोविंसेस, विच प्लेसेस फ्रॉम द सेंट्रल प्रोविंसेस वॉज अंडर द मुगल कंट्रोल. मुगल्स के अंडर में विच ऑल प्लेसेस वेर देयर, वी विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट इट चिल्ड्रन. ये आपको याद रखना है. अंडर द मुगल्स द सेंट्रल प्रोविंसेस विच वेर अंडर द पावर ऑफ अंडर द पावर ऑफ द मुगल्स, ये आपको नाम याद रखना है. लाहौर, पानीपत, दिल्ली, मथुरा, आगरा, अजमेर, मारवाड़, मेवाड़, डेक्कन एंड चित्तौड़. तो इट इज़ गिवन देयर इन द चैप्टर ऑल्सो. आप चैप्टर में जब इसको खोजोगे तो आपको ये सारे नाम मिल जाएंगे. सो दीज वेयर द सेंट्रल प्रोविंसेस दैट वेर बीइंग कंट्रोल्ड बाय द मुगल्स. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन चिल्ड्रन, What was the relationship between the Mansabdar and the Jagir? अभी समझो. Many students have asked me the question, मैम ये मनसबदार और जागीरदार में what was the difference and what was the relationship between them? So just see the question is already mentioned here. इसको अभी हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे. आप इसको समझो that it was as per the duties that was given to them. मनसबदार का काम अलग था and जागीरदार्स का काम अलग था. They were given separate set of duties that they used to do, that they used to follow. So what was how did they follow this? This is mentioned here. मनसबदार सबसे पहले they used these as revenue assignments called jagirs. Mansabdars have to maintain a lot of things. Na? They don't have to maintain only the army. They have to keep always prepared for the war. They have to look after the soldiers, their health, their food, everything they have to take care of. So they needed lot of money. खाली मतलब अब जैसे कि he has to pay salary to the soldiers. So he will be getting that much amount, but then the soldiers who are staying with him, their fooding, clothing, lodging, everything else is involved. तो दे यूज टू गेट जागीर. एम्परर उनको कहते थे कि आप ये 100 acres ऑफ लैंड ले लो, प्लीज़ कलेक्ट द रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम हियर, दिस इज़ योर जागीर, एंड फ्रॉम हियर यू कैन जस्ट मेंटेन द आर्मी इन वॉट एवर वे यू वांट. आप जैसे भी चाहते हो आप आर्मी को मेंटेन कर सकते हो. ओके, सो मनसबदार्स व्हाट डिड दे डू? आई एम सॉरी चिल्ड्रन. Mansabdars did not actually reside in or administer their jagirs. जो जागीर इनको मिलती थी उसी in that land, they did not live in that land. Okay, in that place they were not staying, they were not living. They lived in the main city. जो मेन सिटी होता था जहाँ एम्परर रहते थे, the whole empire was maintained, they used to stay there. Okay, and they served in some other parts of country while the revenue was collected for them by their servants. जागीर मिल गई है उनको, and from जागीर what do they have to do? They have to from these जागीर्स they have to maintain collect the revenue. लेकिन खुद तो रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट करने नहीं जाएंगे. सो दे हैव केप्ट सम पीपल हु यूज टू गो एंड कलेक्ट द रेवेन्यू. तो दैट इज़ वॉट वॉज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द मनसबदार्स एंड द जागीर्स. एंड जागीरदार्स, मनसबदार्स वेयर मोर पावरफुल देन जागीरदार्स. जागीरदार्स के पास विलेजेस थी, उनको खाली रेवेन्यू कलेक्ट करना होता था, बट द मनसबदार्स दे हैव टू मेंटेन द आर्मी and they have to do lot of other activities other than the mansabdari. Okay, now these were the questions that were given there. Let's look at the next question. What was the role of zamindar in the Mughal administration? Mughal administration mein zamindar was playing, what kind of a role was zamindar playing? We will be talking about it, children. Now this you have to write in detail. Role of zamindar in the Mughal administration. In the Mughal administration, zamindars they used to practice a lot of power. They were local headmen in the village. They were the most powerful people. They were the ones who controlled the villagers, and zamindars in some places they were like father figure. If any person is in problem, they used to go and ask help from the zamindar, and zamindar readily helped them. तो उनको बिल्कुल पिता तुल्य मानते थे, गुरु मानते थे. People used to respect the zamindar in all the manners. तो powerful chieftains were the local of villages or the powerful chief who were there, who were appointed by the Mughal emperors. तो Mughal empire was very big. You know, from north to south, east to west, it was all the extent. To look after such a big empire, they needed the help of certain people. So zamindars helped these Mughals in administering the complete things properly. Zamindars काम क्या क्या करते थे? What all work did they do? They collected the taxes. Taxes कैसे collect करते थे? Like the peasants who are there, the farmers who are there, who are working in the field, whatever produce is there at the end of the year, जितना भी जो भी whatever was the output from the land, the farmers have to pay some money as tax to the zamindars, and which was the main source of income available to Mughal rulers. मुग़ल रूलर्स के लिए दिस वाज द ओनली सोर्स ऑफ इनकम. तो अगर ठीक से टैक्सेस कलेक्ट नहीं करेंगे, इफ़ प्रॉपर टैक्सेस वे आर नॉट कलेक्टेड, देन मुग़ल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन वुड हैव फेस्ड प्रॉब्लम. तो मुगल्स ये नहीं चाहते थे. दैट्स वाई दे हैव अपॉइंटेड दिस जमींदार्स टू कलेक्ट द टैक्सेस. ओके, some areas में, in some of the areas, the zamindars exercised great deal of power. They were very powerful, and in some places, some caste, they allied, the peasants supported the zamindar. कभी कभी क्या होता था, zamindars were not very happy with the emperor's attitude. emperor उनको एकदम, zamindars को कभी कभी they used to treat them like servants. So zamindars used to say that we are very respectable people, treat us with respect. So at times what did they do? They rebelled against the zamindars, against the emperor. तो जब वो रिबेल करते थे, when they used to go against the emperor, who used to help them? These peasants, who sometimes have received help from the zamindar. Whenever they needed help, they used to get help from the zamindar. So when zamindar was in problem, they also used to help the zamindar. Got it? So that is how the relationship of the zamindar and the peasants was there, and it was carried on very smoothly. Akbar's ideas and his way of governance, how the people would be governed, what would be the religious policy of the Mughals. This is the next question, children. Okay, how were the debates with the religious scholars of Akbar's ideas on governance? कि अगर कंट्री को गवर्न करना है, इफ द सिटी नीड्स टू बी गवर्नड, तो व्हाट ऑल मेथड शुड बी फॉलोड, क्या तरीके से उनको गवर्न करना है, ये चीज़ें उनको समझना बहुत ज़रूरी था. एंड हाउ डिड द रिलीजियस स्कॉलर्स हेल्प देम? रिमेंबर सुलही कुल. ओके, फर्स्ट वी नीड टू मेंशन दैट they used to have lot of discussions in the इबादत खाना. इबादत खाना में बैठ के द मुग़ल एम्परर अकबर used to discuss the points with the religious scholars from different religion. There were the Christians, there were the Jews, the Hindus, the Muslims, all of them were there. And different faith and different cultures and practices that people were practicing in India. It was always decided, it was always felt that they emphasized on the ritual and the dogma were often by gods. Like following one religion, it's very good. Everybody should follow one religion, everybody should follow one custom and tradition. देखो, मैं ये नहीं कहती कि religion follow करना है, but then you know and you believe that there is some supreme power. कुछ तो power है that is working in running the country. इस दुनिया को चलाने में some powerful forces are working. So where are these powerful forces coming from? Who are the people responsible for these? Which powers are working to run the whole world? We should respect that power. So we have found out a way, we have found out a medium of religion, लेकिन it is nothing religious. It is something that is very technical and we need to respect that. So various religious people who were there and the custom and the religion that they were following, they were guiding the people, but at times the way they were guiding, it was misleading for the people. आम आदमी के लिए कभी कभी बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम हो जाती थी. And what were these problems? The teachings by different religious scholars, that was there. There was division, there was disharmony, there were problems amongst the people कि हमारा religion अच्छा है, आपका religion खराब है. These kind of statements used to prevail, and lot of riots used to happen. Try to understand what are riots. दंगे हो जाते थे, आपस में इतना लोग लड़ाई करने लगते थे. तो अकबर was very sad for this kind of feeling, for this kind of an attitude by the people. he always used to think why people fight in the name of religion. So he found out and he propounded one new religion, and that was Sulahikul. So here children, you have to mention about Sulahikul, that is universal peace, means toleration should be there, people should live harmoniously, they should not discriminate between people of different religion, and Sulahikul focused on basic things, ठीक है, जो सबको करना चाहिए, रिलीजन के नाम पे नहीं करना चाहिए. देयर शुड बी, क्या रिलीजन के लिए ऑनेस्टी होनी चाहिए? नो, honesty should be, you should be honest, whatever you are saying, whatever you are practicing, it should have a base, that is honesty. Justice should be there, किसी के साथ अन्याय नहीं करना है, सबके साथ न्याय होना चाहिए, ठीक है. सो दीज कॉन्सेप्ट्स दैट प्रिवेल ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम, उस समय उस ज़माने में इन सब चीज़ों को जो लोग फॉलो करते थे, द यूनिवर्सल पीस दैट वाज देयर, इट वाज यूनिवर्सली एप्लीकेबल एवरीवेयर, सारे लोग उसको फॉलो करते थे इन अ वेरी रिलीजियस मैनर. तो दिस सिस्टम वॉज प्रोपाउंडेड बाय अकबर. We are talking about Sulahikul, and later on it was followed by Jahangir and Shah Jahan also. So one more question, many a times the children have been asking me that why did the Mongols always try to follow the Timurid dynasty? वो हमेशा ऐसा क्यों कहते थे to the dynasty of Timurs? तिमूर वॉज आवर एंसेस्टर, बाकी लोगों को हम नहीं मानते हैं, एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स, एंड दे डिड नॉट प्रिफर द मंगोल डिसेंट. मंगोल्स को वो फॉलो नहीं करते थे, दे यूज टू फॉलो द तिमूर, बिकॉज फ्रॉम मदर साइड दे बिलोंग टू मंगोल्स एंड फ्रॉम फादर साइड दे बिलोंग टू तिमूर. लेकिन दे ऑलवेज प्रिफर्ड कॉलिंग एज तिमूर बिकॉज मंगोल डिसेंट, मंगोल डायनास्टी, वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट रूलर्स ऑफ द मंगोल डायनास्टी. Please see children, it is mentioned here, Genghis Khan. He is considered to be one of the very cruel rulers. तो उनकी क्रूएलिटी को देखते हुए, the way he has assassinated, बहुत सारे लोगों को मारा था, तो उनका नाम हिस्ट्री में बहुत रेस्पेक्ट से नहीं लिया जाता है. That's why the Mughals always said कि we belong to the Timur dynasty and we don't want to be called from the Mongol dynasty, okay? And they felt very proud to belong to the Timurid dynasty because of their great ancestor. They captured Delhi in 1398, and they were so brave. Timur was so brave and so powerful that he made the Indians believe that he was the one who can take the Indians towards development, who can take Indians towards a very fast and forward future. Okay, तो एक पिक्चर भी उन्होंने बनवाई जिसमें दे हैव शोन वेरी प्राउडली कि तिमूर के साथ वो सारे लोग बैठे हुए हैं, एंड तिमूरिड डायनास्टी को दे बिलोंग, एंड हाउ दे हैव टेकन इंस्पिरेशन फ्रॉम तिमूर. ओके, सो दिस इज देयर दैट वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. इसके बाद का क्वेश्चन क्या है? The income that was received from the land revenue, ज़मीनों से, from the land, the revenue that was being collected, okay, the money that was being collected from the land, it established the stability of the Mughal empire. Mughal emperors became very stable. Okay, अभी क्या है? ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. जस्ट सी चिल्ड्रन, इट इज मेंशन्ड हियर दैट ऑल दिस इनकम दैट वाज देयर फ्रॉम द लैंड रेवेन्यू से, ज़मीनों से उनको जो भी पैसा मिलता था, ऑल द मनी दैट दे वर कलेक्टिंग फ्रॉम द लैंड, उसी के हिसाब से, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट ओनली द मुगल एम्पायर वॉज रनिंग. दे डिड नॉट हैड एनी अदर सोर्स ऑफ इनकम. The peasants were growing the crops, and whatever crop they were growing and selling in the market, uska certain percentage they have to pay to the emperor as a tax. So the Mughal empire was very large, and for running the administration and maintaining law and order, मनसबदार्स को भी पैसे देने थे. There were jagirdars were also to be maintained, jagirs were to be maintained. So these things needed to be taken care of. So Mughals have made proper arrangement of collecting the taxes, giving the salary to the people who were working under the Mughals. So land revenue played a very important role in the economy. The economic system rested on the collection of the land revenue. जितना ज़्यादा पैसा आएगा उतना मुगल empire will flourish and they will be known. They can conquer more places. They can invest in the for the development of the country, for the development of the people. So they try to find out certain ways and means that maximum revenue could be collected. Okay, तो ये आप देख लेना. Then now the Mughals, what did they do? They have appointed the mansabdars from different categories. Not only the Indian rulers, they have appointed some of the people from outside countries also. The Iranis, the Turanis, all these people who were appointed, they used to give a lot of suggestions to the emperor. Okay, and diverse backgrounds, बहुत उनका, they had diverse backgrounds, they have different cultures, they have different customs and traditions. So not just Turanis and Iranis, Mughals recruited mansabdars from all the background. Okay, they wanted to provide stability to the empire. So खाली बाहर के लोगों को रखेंगे तो they will lose connections with the Indians. So Indian members were also the mansabdars, the people who had come from international places like Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Ottoman Empire, Makkah, Medina, har they maintained the balance by giving power to them and by respecting the Indian rulers as well. Okay, so they also did not want that the Indians should always rebel. Hamesha, if everybody is talking against the Mughals, so that was not very good for them. If they want to have a proper rule, a proper ruling system, so they have to, they need to collect the support of all the common people. Got it? So Turanis, Iranis and all of them were included in their empire. Just see children, it is mentioned here. Diverse backgrounds. मतलब कि एक ही जगह के लोगों को नहीं लिया है. He have taken them from different backgrounds. That was there. Okay. Mughal Empire में, like the Mughal Empire, India today is also made up of many social and units. Many societies, many groups are staying in India. Different diverse cultures, customs and traditions, people are staying here. So does this pose a challenge to the national integration? India is a land which has always been known for its unity. एंड डाइवर्सिटी इज़ नॉट समथिंग न्यू ना. ऐसा तो है नहीं कि आज ही लोगों ने रहना शुरू किया है. दे हैव बीन स्टेइंग इन इंडिया फ्रॉम द वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम्स. बहुत लंबे समय से रह रहे हैं. एंड डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज एंड डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स आर स्टेइंग हियर टुगेदर हारमोनियसली. तो व्हेन एवरीबडी इज़ लिविंग हारमोनियसली तो लड़ाई झगड़े की कोई बात ही नहीं है. तो इन टुडेज टाइम ऑल्सो डाइवर्स सोशल एंड कल्चरल बैकग्राउंड्स इज़ नॉट अ चैलेंज. नेशनल इंटीग्रेशन के लिए कभी कभी लड़ाइयाँ देखो जहाँ पे भाई होते हैं, वेयर द डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज और डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स स्टे टुगेदर, लिटिल बिट ऑफ क्लैश वुड बी देयर. क्या घर में झगड़ा नहीं होता है? तो क्या हम घर छोड़ के चले जाते हैं? नो, वी डोंट डू दैट. ब्रदर्स स्टे टुगेदर, पेरेंट्स स्टे टुगेदर, साथ में रहते हैं तो झगड़े वगड़े भी होते हैं, बट स्टिल हार्मनी इज मेंटेन्ड. ओके, and peasants were very important for the development of the Mughal economy, how they have contributed in the Mughal economy, how they have given their full support by giving taxes, and by maintaining respecting the Mughal emperor's orders. So peasants and their qualities you need to mention in your answer. So children, here we complete the chapter. We complete the discussion of question and answers. In the next class, children, what we do is we start a new chapter. Which chapter will be starting? Let this be a surprise. Okay. Let me see. History तो हो गया है, तो one chapter either from Pol Science or from geography we will be starting. Okay children, thank you so much and all the best to you.